What do you want to see this weekend?
Definitely love the event down there. You're playing in a great complex with Royals and Rangers, and they do a great job hosting us. The City Surprise, and both big league clubs. You know, they're getting going too, so they got a lot going on. But we enjoy that opportunity down there. I think everyone up here loves traveling and getting in the sun a little bit. Predicting 70 degrees once we get down there. I know this last week was a bit chilly and wet, and I even heard there was some snow down south in Tucson, but I think it's something that everyone looks forward to, and you know, we get an alumni event together and really practicing that road trip week one. Obviously with the weather we've been having these last couple of weeks, if we're playing here at home this week, I'm sure everyone will be excited about that as well, but it's something that it's a tradition at this point, and playing some solid competition, getting it going, and facing somebody else for the first time, especially doing it in the sun, noon games, which is nice too. I think that players, coaches, fans, families, everyone's excited for it.
We just talked to Elijah for the first time. Coach, how would you assess how he's fitting in and what he's going to bring to the team?
It's the first time you got to talk to him?
Yeah.
He's a fun one. I think something that I've talked to him about, just one-on-one. It's fun to see how quickly he's adapting to a new environment. He's a Northwest guy. He wants to win. He built strong relationships with guys really quickly out here. And playing, you know, up the middle, you know, that doesn't get taken lightly. It's about communicating and, you know, running the defense and being able to stay positive, upbeat, and correct guys as well. So he's working on his craft, but also finding time to reach out to the other guys and get them going. He's a fun human being to talk to outside of baseball too, because of, you know, his faith and what he wants to do, you know, in the long term, just being successful. He wants to win, he wants to get better, and every time that I've gone to him and challenged him on something, he's handled it really well.
What was one of the challenges that comes to mind?
Just, well, getting up to speed with all the guys, making sure that they know you got their back, and, you know, overcoming little blips when something bad happens, being able to respond quick. As all of our guys, I'd say, you know, you're 18 to 22-year-olds, one little thing can happen and you get stuck on it, but we got to be able to turn the page. So we do a lot of video with him and all the other guys after our practices, just watching body language, watching intent. But easily anyone could see he's got the ability to really hit, and he's got a good arm, and he can run really well too. So the sooner, you know, we get him feeling like he belongs and he is, you know, going to be a huge part of this, not just now, but, you know, forever, always be a part of the Beaver family. I think that's really when you're going to see him open up and run the bases and get on base and hit balls in the gap and just own whatever role comes his way this year. I think just a steady process for helping him with any little thing. No different than a guy like Travis. Travis wants to get better. It doesn't matter, you know, if he's already one of the best hitters in the country, if not the best. That kid wants to be even better, and so he's always going to find ways to do that and challenge himself. I think, and that rubs off on other guys as well. When you got a collection of guys like that, he's got to make sure they're not too hard on themselves, that they're missing the next pitch, that next big opportunity. And so it's just for us as coaches paying attention to those little things, and you know, when they're showing up to the yard, making sure that they're ready to go, and when they leave, that they're able to clear whatever happened, learn from it, and go get some more work in on their own.
Coach, other than winning games this weekend, what are some things you're looking to see out of your squad?
The response to any hardship. I think that's a good indicator of how the rest of the season is going to go. It's like, how do these guys respond to hard times? We were on a Zoom earlier with the other coaches when we were going to go play out in Arlington, and listening to everyone. Like, there's teams that have, you know, really struggled the first couple of weeks and ended up in Omaha. There's teams that have dominated and not done anything. I think just continually being learners from each of these events. You can use it as motivation if you go out really well the first couple of weeks. Use it down the road if you struggle. You can, if you struggle now, it's a great opportunity to bounce back and really prepare for conference play. You know, we're going to pay attention to all those things that are valuable to us. Quality at-bats at the plate, being a good teammate in the dugout, showing up on time, developing in our pregame routines, as opposed to, you know, if we have strengths, we need to make sure we maintain those strengths. And if there's areas where we're struggling, we're going to continue to chop video up, send it out to the guys, meet before the games. Also enjoy that we get to hang out with one another. So be paying a lot of attention to guys, making sure that they're able to control their emotions and go out and compete and belief for themselves and for the guys around them.
Have you settled on your rotation yet, and how are you slotting those guys for surprise?
We've announced the first two. May's going to go game 1, and Kamat's going to go game 2. After that, I think we have a little bit of flexibility. We're still looking at matchups and best time for those guys, but we know for sure those guys are going to be going the first couple games, and I assume here in the next 24, 48 hours we'll have the next game slotted out.
And they're on 85 limit probably.
It depends on the guy. Some of them are built up to 75, 70, 75, 80, but really I'm just going to be looking at the body language as well and what stuff's coming out of their hand, because easily you get into competition and what kind of stressful innings are we looking at, and having a full roster of guys down there is going to allow us to really spread it around and not push guys too hard early on. So I look at the first couple weeks is a great opportunity to get guys in the game. No doubt you're going to do everything you can to go out and win, but also with the exception of you got to make sure that these guys are safe and they're building up over the course of the season, and this is where guys can get that experience. I've seen young guys go out and they come out after the inning and they think they threw 35 pitches. How many did you throw? 35. I go 12. But it feels like 35 in the moment. So looking at how they breathe, and I think us being at practice every day and paying attention to how they react, you're going to see just by talking to them when they come off the field, or how their presence is on the mound, if they got more in the tank and if they're in a safe spot. But we had some guys get banged up at the end of last year with Kamats and Hunter, and so just paying attention to those kind of things. But both those guys look really good right now.
What was the separator for Aiden?
To
the Friday guy.
I mean, honestly, take a look at any of our guys and you feel comfortable, especially with those ones we just mentioned, going out and doing it. Friday night is a unique moment. It's when there's high emotion, under the lights, adrenaline going, and you got to have some serious attitude to you. And Aiden's got, he's one of the most respectful people I've been around, and fun. The guys love him in the clubhouse, but he's also got electricity coming out of his arm, and to go out there you got to be a little different to go out there and do it. Not saying that any of our other guys couldn't do it, but I think he's ready for that challenge to do it and set the tone for the weekend. He has great tempo, he's aggressive, he's going to attack the guy with stuff that's moving all over the place. So as long as he's just staying over the plate, it could be a really good start for us. No different than in years past. Kevin Abel, very different mentality, not afraid of anything. Sellers, that guy is going to go out and be a one flat to the plate because he wants to deliver strikes and get guys out real quick. Aiden's got a good blend of that though, where he doesn't get too emotional, and I doubt we'll see him chirping at anyone else other than himself and going and attacking bats. So he wants this opportunity, and he wants to set the tone for the guys around him.